If the price of freedom is being disliked by others, would you choose to be free? Hello everyone, and welcome back to Super You 3, the channel dedicated to sharing knowledge to develop your whole self through valuable books. Today, we will explore a book that many of you suggested, The Courage to be Disliked by Kishimi Ichiro and Koga Fumitake. At first glance, The Courage to be Disliked might seem like a simple, approachable self-help book. However, a closer look reveals a deep philosophical work that contains powerful insights into life and the human psyche. The entire book is written as a dialogue between a young man and a philosopher, a format inspired by Plato's way of teaching. This makes it easy to read and relatable, but the ideas are logically complex. Reading it just once is often not enough to fully grasp its depth. Even sentences that spark sudden realization can quickly pass if not reflected upon and applied. One of the central points emphasized by the authors is how we perceive the present and the past. Many people are familiar with Sigmund Freud and his theory of psychological trauma, which suggests that our current behaviors are shaped by past experiences. However, if we focus excessively on causes and try to explain everything based on the past, we risk being trapped in a cycle of suffering and self-doubt. For example, the book describes a person who suffered abuse as a child, causing him to live isolated and fearful of the outside world. If interpreted solely through Freud's cause-based lens, this person's current life would seem entirely determined by past trauma. But in reality, not everyone affected by childhood hardships ends up with the same results. This shows the limitations of purely cause-based thinking. The authors draw on Alfred Adler's purpose-driven theory, highlighting that past experiences provide context but do not fully dictate our lives. What truly matters is the meaning we assign to experiences and the purpose behind our actions in the present. If you realize that behaviors like procrastination, anger, or social withdrawal are conscious choices serving a specific purpose, like protecting yourself, you begin to understand the deep fears and motivations driving your actions. The key to change lies not in dwelling on past causes, but in understanding and adjusting the purpose of present actions. Once you grasp this, you see that life is not controlled by others or past events. It is shaped by your choices and actions now. Next, to overcome suffering, the book points out that the root of suffering often lies in human relationships. Because people cannot live in isolation, we must learn to build harmonious relationships. Life can be divided into three main aspects: work, friendship, and love. Pain arises when we fail to respect boundaries or excessively interfere in others' lives. The authors use the concept of the Roche limit in astronomy to illustrate boundaries. Just as a celestial body breaks if it crosses the Roche limit, personal boundaries are essential in relationships. Crossing them harms both yourself and others. Understanding and maintaining these boundaries is a way to love yourself and maintain healthy relationships. Another crucial point is giving up competition and ceasing to manipulate others. From childhood, many of us are raised in a competitive environment, measuring ourselves against others. This mindset fosters inferiority, envy, and a desire to control others. The book advises shifting from vertical relationships, hierarchical, to horizontal relationships, equal. In equal relationships, we treat others with gratitude, encouragement, and respect, rather than criticism or imposition. Finally, to develop the courage to change and achieve happiness, one must build a sense of community, seeing everyone as equal partners in relationships. This process involves 3 steps: accept yourself, acknowledge your imperfections, and embrace internal contradictions, integrating both positive and negative traits. Trust others. Treat others as friends and collaborators, eliminating hierarchical thinking and offering unconditional trust. Contribute to others. Give and serve willingly, seeing this as a mission and a source of joy. The book's structure reinforces a clear message. Happiness is attainable anytime, and freedom is your choice, as long as you have the courage to live authentically without fearing being disliked. Many people sacrifice their principles to gain approval. But this pursuit of recognition kills personal freedom. The authors encourage readers to dare to be disliked, because only by living true to oneself and applying these principles can one find happiness in the present moment. Thank you for watching. If you found this summary helpful, share it with others. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to not miss more valuable content. See you in the next videos.